What's up, YouTube fans? Today, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom Air Razor. So, this is from the Kingdom line, the recent wave that just was released. And I was lucky to find this in Target. But, of course, you can find this at any retailer. And this is a pretty popular wave. I guess they just made a whole bunch of really good figures. And this is no exception to that. I don't want to give away too much for my final thoughts, but it's a pretty nice figure overall. So let's take a quick 360. Since we don't have an image of this from the show, we're going to give you the original Beast Wars animation there. But you can see some pretty nice detail on the front here. You have beautiful paint on that face sculpt. And just get a little closer. You can see you've got the green eyes, black around the green eyes, the purple paint for the face, orange paint here, yellow paint here. I mean, it's just extremely well done. You've got yellow paint here, yellow on these sidearm pieces, although I'm not sure, I don't remember if that's cartoon accurate or not. You have the tiny little symbol there for the Maximals, which is awesome. That looks really good. Nice paint detail here, this brown here. Here's a side view. I can't tell if this is paint or not. I think it's just plastic, but you have a paint detail here on the wings, which we'll see more in the Beast mode, but it is kind of a faded color, which is really cool. Here's the back. Very clean. Not a lot going on there in terms of kibble. Overall, really nice looking bot mode. He does come with these two accessories, and that's really all he comes with. Again, this is a deluxe class figure, $20 price point. You can take these guns and put them in his hands if you like. Although I believe this is the more iconic look, is to have it into his forearms there. But either one, whatever you prefer, you can do. He does have a ton of articulation. So the head is on a ball joint that gets all the way up to there, down to there, rotates, and gives you the side-to-side. So you can get some very expressive looks out of that. The shoulder pad itself goes up and down. And you can also get the shoulder up and down like that. You can rotate this arm all the way around on that joint. It does collide with the backpack here a little bit. Your rotation at the bicep. Let's get this out of the hand here. And you do have this, but that's not really meant for robot mode. It's meant for transformation, so I'm not going to count that as articulation. Continuing downwards, you have a rotation at the waist. Pretty freely moves all the way around. There is actually an ab crunch. If you unpeg the head from the abdomen, you can get this moving a little bit. Not a lot, but you can get a little bit of ab crunch out of that. But I'm going to peg that back in. You get the legs move up to here. There is a hip skirt here. You can move out of the way. And then his legs can go up to there, out to there, back to there. I was trying to tell if this was ratcheted. It seems like it's slightly ratcheted, but I'm not really sure. Either way, it does move. Rotation at the knee, right here. You have a double jointed or single jointed knee, but it gets you way past 90 degrees because it bends into the cavity there. So that's a nice thought. I think that's more for transformation than anything. You have a ankle pivot here and ankle tilt on that ball joint right there. There is a bend here, but that's again for transformation, so we're not going to count that here. So he is extremely well articulated, and you can get him in some awesome poses because of all of those joints he's got. He just looks really cool. Really cool. You can move these wings if you prefer to kind of have him, maybe in a flight pose or something like that. You can kind of unpeg these wings if you want, but they are meant to be down and like that. There's Air Razor next to the Kingdom Optimus Primal, and again, looks good together, scales well. This is one of the, I would say, better figures in the Kingdom line so far. I just really like the way it looks. I may have been saying he so far. I believe this is a she in the original Beast Wars. Again, we haven't seen any of these characters in the Earthrise series, so we really don't know how they're going to appear or what their characters will be like. But as far as I can tell, they look pretty good together. So now let's get AirRaiser transformed into her beast mode. Go ahead and take these arm cannons off. And those will mount in a different place, which is interesting in the beast mode. So just set those aside. These do have some nice gold paint. I don't know if there's a wash or something, but it just looks really nice. The panel lining on these are really well done. All right, let's set those aside. Hopefully that wasn't out of focus. All right, go ahead and take these wings. You're going to unpeg them from the back. They're just pegged in right here. And unfurl these wings all the way. And those are just going to sit out, and then you can leave those up. And those are going to just sit like that. Go ahead and take the tail, and that's going to unpeg from the back here. And take the top also and unpeg that. That's going to allow you to take this entire chest piece and lift that upwards. And that's going to accordion basically upwards like that. Go ahead and take the head, and that's going to fold inwards into the chest. So you can basically reveal and bring out the bird head. And you can bring this back down. And if you have everything lined up, it should peg back into the top of the bird right there. And then you can take this tail, and that's going to peg into the back there. All right. Next, we're going to take these arms. So here's where we're going to use this joint here. So just go ahead and fold that inwards. And you can see there's a little cavity here, and there's a little slot for where the arm's going to fit in. So just get that right into that slot. And that's it. Same with this side. Fold that. Rotate the bicep, and then stick that in there. And that's it. All right, next we're going to take the legs and come to the back here. Rotate these knees. Then rotate the feet around. Same on this side, rotate the knee, and rotate the feet. So it looks like this. Go ahead and take the waist and rotate that around. Then we're going to take these legs, and these are going to fold forward and then peg onto this peg you see right there. And then bring this leg down, and it's going to basically sit on top of here. And here's where we're going to use that other joint that we haven't used yet to make the bird leg. All right, so that's one side done. Going to do the same thing on this side. Open up this. It's going to rotate down and peg into there. Fold this leg down. Fold this up. And it does kind of notch in so it stays like that. And then fix the wings if you had them messed up. You can get them folded back out. Final touches here. We're going to take these shoulder pieces, fold those in if they haven't already folded themselves in, so it should be like that, kind of flat against his arm. And then take these missile pieces, and those are going to peg into his thighs back here. Pretty sleek, nice look. It does end up kind of making almost like a tail back there, so that's kind of cool. And there you have AirRaiser in her beast mode. Really nice looking beast mode. Let's take a quick 360. You have a nice detail on the head here. Might as well go over articulation while we're doing this. But look at that paint detail. You got really nice sculpt work. And then on top of that, you've got a lighter paint here, a darker paint here, and then the eyes are painted. The beak is painted. You can open up the beak. There's a little notch for you to get a nail in. I can't believe they worked in that detail to open up the beak. That's cool. But then on top of that, the head articulates beautifully. So it goes all the way down to there, up to there, and then rotates so you can get some really just expressive things. Again, this is a $20 figure, so that's really impressive to me, that level of articulation. But it doesn't stop there. The wings can go all the way up to there. You can bend it in multiple places so you can make it more realistic type of look. You know, a bird actually diving or whatever. Or if it's cruising, you know, kind of floating on the wind, you could do it that way too. I do find this tab sometimes comes out. You can just get it back in there, but really looks really good. You can also pose these feet. So if it's like landing, you could have it kind of landing. You could put this on a stand if you wanted to. There's a peg stand right there. In fact, we'll probably show that because it is a flying figure, but here's the top. You can see it's not just plain plastic. It's all textured and painted. So you've got brown paint here, brown paint on the edges of the wings. So you've got that weathering, or I guess not weathering, but just a effect there for the wings. It's not one color. It really, really looks nice. I'm very, very impressed with this beast mode. And there is Airazor next to Optimus Primal in his beast mode. You can see the wingspan obviously bigger, but the bot itself is going to be much smaller, right? It's just a lot smaller. And it makes sense. I mean, it's a good looking scale. I love the way this looks. This is a Tamashii Stageac stand, so if you want to display, you can fit that port perfectly into the port at the bottom there. Or you could use a Hasbro stand, whatever, but it does look really nice on a flight stand like this. Really like that look. So there you go. All right, now let's get Airazor back into her robot mode. So go ahead and, by the way, she does look good on the ground here. I think it's fine, but I do like her on the flight stand a little bit more. All right, so we're basically undo everything. So go ahead and come to the back here on the legs. And you're going to unpeg it from the sides and allow you to fold the legs back and rotate. Actually, you can take these out. Rotate at the knee, and rotate this leg down, and rotate the foot around. Same on this side, unpeg this, rotate that down, rotate at the knee, rotate at the foot, and then rotate the waist to the front, so you should have something like that. Go ahead and take the arms, unpeg them from the sides, and that'll free up the chest, straighten out the arms. And I'm glad that those are all nice tight joints. We can lift up the shoulder, but it is probably going to come down on its own, so you may have to redo that. Unpeg this from the top if it hasn't already come out. It tends to come out on its own, and then unpeg the tail as well. That's going to free up this whole chest piece to accordion down. But before you do that, you want to flip this head, so go ahead and flip the head upwards. It is on a ratcheted piece, so it does kind of ratchet around. Now you can accordion this down. So basically the chest should fold down and collapse down on the top. And there is a peg right here. So the peg is going to sit into the bottom of the Hawk's face there. We can rotate his elbows to the front. And last, we'll take care of the wings. So go ahead and fold the wings back. You'll see there's a little tab that ends up out that way. So that's going to end up in his back here. So accordion that till it fits in there. Same on this side, accordion this back and tab that in. And then fold the wings forward. Get this tail tabbed into the back there, so that should sit flat. And then these wings can just fold downwards like that. And for a finishing touch, go ahead and take these and get those pegged into the hands, or into the forearms rather. So final thoughts on Airazor. I think this is a really well done figure. The paint and sculpt is really well done. Just as an example, the head sculpt is really beautiful. The weapons here are painted gold, but then they've got this black wash on them, which gives them almost like a panel lining look. That looks really nice. All the paint detail really on this is well done, even on the wings. And that just extra detail makes it worthwhile for the $20 price point. In fact, at the $20 price point, this is the best Beast character we've gotten so far in Kingdom or any of the War for Cybertron. I think it's the best. I think there's only 4 so far. Right? I think we've gotten Black Arachnia, Cheetor. Let's see. We got Rat Trap, which I guess was core class, but still. Of all of those, I think this is the best one they've done. Now, I can't really compare it to the Primal here because this was a $30 figure, so it's not necessarily deluxe class. I do like this a lot, but I think this is really well done. I think it's my favorite of all the Beasts, other than maybe Primal. So I definitely recommend it. That's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.